Hare Krishna. Pramagyanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravanacharya Nirviseshunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarni Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I will continue this Chaturshloki. We have to remember these four topics, only four topics, not many. One is Jnana, second is Vijnana, Rahasyam, Tadangam. So, Aham eva sa eva agre nanyad sat asat param paschad aham etaccha yo avasishyeta sosmyaham. So, this is telling about Jnana. This is telling about Lord, which is not a, which we cannot perceive because it is beyond our senses, but we can theoretically understand and have faith in this. What Lord is telling Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation, and there was nothing by but myself, nor was there material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead. After annihilation, what will remain is also I. Now, this is about the Supreme Lord. He is before also, now also, and after also, and everything, the Lord. So, this is the first understanding of Chaturshloki. And second is Vijnana. This is realized knowledge. Realized knowledge, what we discussed is we get realization when we interact in this material world. So, that is realization which we get. So, Teyatam yat patiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tat vidyad atmano maya yata bhaso yata tamaha. Oh, Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, that means whatever material nature we are seeing around is the energy of Lord. So how we see it as we see whatever is happening, we understand that it is Lord's arrangement. All these things are happening in this material world. So in that way, we try to understand this. We get realization and we understand the Supreme Lord. Not direct. It is a realized knowledge, and it is realized knowledge through our interaction with material nature. So that's why Lord is telling to Brahma, whatever appears of any value, it is, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. So everything we are seeing in relation to not. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears in darkness. And the next one we discussed is Rasasyam. Rahasyam having a big purport. Sorry, not this one. Next shloka has big purport. Rahasyam is Yata Mahanti Bhutani Bhutesha Cha Vaches Anu Pravishta Apravishtani Tata Teshu Na Teshu Aham. So this is very important. Rahasya is talking about what? What is the greatest Rahasya? He is developing love for Krishna. That means why this material world is created, why there are so many problems, why there is suffering, why there is pain, why there is sometimes happiness, distress. All these things ultimately is to bring the living entity to a stage where he develops love for Krishna. That's all. So this is what Lord is trying to explain to us in this verse to Brahma. He says, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos at the same time, do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created, and at the same time, I am outside of everything. So by telling I am inside and outside, what Lord want to tell is He is always present with us and He is trying to help us, and we need to develop that attachment to the Lord. That is the point here. And then the last last one is very important. एतावा एव जिज्ञासं तत्त्वजिज्ञासनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्यां यत् sat sarvatra sarvada. So this has a very big purport because this is talking about now we have jnana, we have some vijnana also, we are getting realization, and then we are understanding that I need to achieve that prema. So now knowledge is there, but to make it into vijnana and to achieve that prema, the most important thing is sadhana. So this shloka is talking about the sadhana part, which is very important and it's part of. So here Prabhupada gives very long purport. We will try to understand. And to Prabhupada writing, to unfold the mystery of Bhakti Yoga as it is explained in the previous, it is ultimate stage of all inquiries or the highest objective for the inquisitive. Everyone is searching after self-realization. I'll read the translation. A person who is searching after supreme absolute truth, the personality of God, must certainly search for it up to this in all circumstances, in all space and time, both directly and indirectly. That means our purpose of life should be this only, for searching for the absolute truth, and until we reach it, we should not stop. We should search about spiritual absolute truth in all circumstances, in all space and time, both directly and indirectly. This is what Lord is expecting, that we search for the absolute truth directly and indirectly, and we will attain perfection in that way only. And here Lord is very nicely, of course, the purport is also it. Anvaya Vyatireka. So directly and indirectly we should know. So, and Prabhupada writing, everyone is searching after self-realization in different ways. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, raja yoga, bhakti yoga. But Prabhupada writing, to engage in self-realization is the responsibility of every living entity developed in consciousness. And until we achieve it, we should not stop. This is the point here. Until we achieve, we should not stop. To engage in self-realization is responsibility of everyone. One who is developed in consciousness certainly make inquiries into the mystery of the self, of the cosmic situation, and of the problems of life in all spheres and fields: social, political, economic, cultural, religious, moral, etc., and in their different branches. But here the goal of all such inquiries is explained to understand the absolute truth. And Prabhupada is, we have to little bit patient here. Prabhupada is giving very, very long purport. The Vedanta Sutra philosophy begins with the inquiry about life. Atato Brahma Jignasa. So the statement from Vedanta Sutra start Atato. Atato means therefore. Now we don't start any book therefore. Therefore, when we say that word, when we use therefore, before we have already spoken something, then we start the book with then we say the statement therefore, like say, now I have spoken all these things, therefore this concludes that Krishna is Supreme Lord. Without speaking anything, how can we say therefore? But here Atato Brahma Jignasa means, that means the person should already have some qualification. What is that? He should be, he should have realized that this material world is a place of suffering. I need to get out of it. Therefore, he begins to inquire about the absolute truth. Atato Brahma Jignasa. And Bhagavatam answers such inquiries up to this point, or the mystery of all inquiries. So the answers are very nicely given in Bhagavatam. So if you want to know the absolute truth, come to Bhagavatam. Lord Brahma wanted to be perfectly educated by the personality of Godhead. And here is the answer by the Lord, finished in 4 nutshell verses. From Aham Eva to Etavat Eva. This is the end of all self-realization processes. So Lord is giving in 4 verses only full self-realization. That's all. First he's telling about himself, Jnana, then Vijnana, then Rahasyam, and then he said, okay, now all the best, do the sadhana. Men do not know that the ultimate goal of life is Vishnu. And Nate Vidu Swartha Gatim Vishnu. That's what Prahlad says. Or the personality of God, due to being bewildered. Yes, Mataji?
Prabhuji, this self-realization, what Lord means, I mean, is Lord himself meaning that it is Krishna Prema, or Prabhupada is writing to us like that, Prabhuji, in purport?
No, Krishna is telling. Why he will tell? He is telling the highest only. The 35th verse, what is speaking, is actually talking about Krishna Prema only. That is called Rahasyam.
Okay.
What is the secret Lord want to reveal is Prema.
Okay, Prabhuji.
This is
Because
purport from Acharya.
just now, today morning, we read 6th chapter, Prabhuji, 20 to 23, about that Samadhi. how self-realization is happening. Krishna is explaining now, Prabhuji. In 24th, the same word what he used now, like one should endeavor for that without, even if he has any obstacles. And Prabhupada and even SVCT explains it with that sparrow example, Prabhuji, sparrow drying a potion with a small drop of water absorbing daily. We hear that story now, Prabhuji, sparrow
Yeah,
drying a
yeah,
potion.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
shouldn't never set back. We should go forward. And though, Lord actually meant there for self-realization of Jnanis, Prabhuji, but our acharyas converted that because Prabhupada's purport, it speaks about Krishna consciousness fully in that one, Prabhuji. So that is why I'm asking here, is that Lord means here just self-realization, or he himself speaks about the ultimate Krishna prema here?
Ah, of course, this is when it comes to this materialistic people, sorry, Gyanis and all, they applied, but here the point
Mm.
is the determination. When that point is explained there, it is explained
Mm.
about the determination one should have when he is.
Yeah, Prabhuji, the same point Krishna himself says for yogis also, that one should never go a setback. With determination, you should go forward. The 24th, sixth chapter, 24th shloka, he says that only, Prabhuji. And Prabhupada explains with sparrow example. And of course, he is referring to us, Bhakti yogis, but Lord says that for Ashtanga yogis only, Prabhuji, there.
Lord is that is about Ashtanga yogis, but here it is
Hmm.
clearly for devotees.
That's what I wanted, now, Prabhuji. That's what I
Ah,
wanted.
here it
Okay.
is very clearly to devotees because, of course, if some other Jnani, if he reads this book, he may not understand. But what
Hmm.
Lord is meaning is directly for the devotees only because they are the people
Hmm.
whom he is addressing in whole Bhagavatam.
They
At
also
least
do sadhanas now, Prabhuji. They do their sadhana. We're doing bhakti sadhana, but those people also, they can achieve only through sadhanas now, Prabhuji, even self-realization.
for us also, we will achieve by sadhana only.
Sadhana, yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Sadhana is compulsory for everyone. Any yoga, even in materialistic life also, if they want to achieve something, they have to concentrate. Otherwise, they cannot
Hmm.
achieve. Even a sports player or even a politician, they are very focused. They are very concentrated. Then
Hmm.
only they achieve success. For us also same thing. It is never well, like when Prabhupada says also, and this is also true, that when we see materialistic people, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says, we should also feel inspired seeing them. That how much they are working hard, we should also do the same hard work.
Yes,
This
yes,
is the point.
Prabhuji.
So hard work is very helpful, and I heard this from senior devotees also. Like I was in some situation, the devotee came and told, "Just work hard." I said, "Yes, Prabhuji."
Hmm.
So that was the
Hmm.
instruction that I always try to remember, and work
Hmm.
hard, and then we will achieve definitely some results. Krishna will give, and Krishna is very pleased with our hard work.
Hmm.
He is
Yeah, that's
pleased
what
with.
we saw now, Prabhuji. Brahma, Mr. Krishna is telling, just because you endeavor, I'm giving my mercy.
The Lord is
That's what we
pleased.
saw now,
So we have
Prabhuji.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, we have to make the endeavor.
Thank
And
you,
here it
Prabhuji.
is clear because Acharyas are directly telling what Krishna is meaning here. It is not
That's
for
what I
Jnani,
said,
it is
Prabhuji. Like
Bhakti
our
Shastra only.
acharyas are telling, but is it clear from the verse itself? I'm asking you.
Because it is Bhakti Shastra, this is
Yeah.
what we should. Because now, same thing I told example of Uddhava is also telling the same thing to gopis. When gopis
Hmm.
heard this
Hmm.
instruction, their love for Krishna is increasing. The same point Uddhava is telling. The third verse is of Chaturshloki.
Hmm.
The same point Uddhava is
Hmm.
telling to gopis. Now,
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
gopis, they are already in that stage. Their love for Krishna is more increasing because that is the secret. When you know that Krishna is always with me, you develop love for Krishna. Like
Thank you.
that. Next. Now, here, Vedanta Sutra, this is very important. Understand the and Prabhupada is trying to explain. Men do not know that the ultimate goal of life is Vishnu or Supreme. Due to being bewildered by the glaring reflection of the darkness, and as such, everyone is entering the darkest region of material existence, driven by the uncontrolled senses. The whole material existence has sprung up because of sense gratification desire, based principally on sex desire, And the result is that in spite of all advancement of knowledge, the final goal of all the activities of living entity is sense gratification. That means people are working very, 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 very hard, and ultimately they don't want Supreme Lord. They want sense gratification. Even if they go to the Supreme Lord, they ask for sense gratification. But here, the real goal of life, and everyone should know, that means why we should not, like we say, we don't adore any materialistic people even though they are very successful and all, because ultimately their goal is sense gratification. Like people, they are watching movies and all. What movies? All these people, they don't have goal as self realization. So why we should be eager to see what they are doing, how they have achieved success, how they have become very rich, how they have taken revenge or whatever. Now people are eager to know about what, how these people are so smart and so witty and so many other things, and they want to see others doing it, they want to enjoy. But why we are told not to watch movies? This is one of the reasons that, see, ultimately their purpose is not self relation, my purpose is self relation, so they are not my heroes. Our heroes are Goswamis, our heroes are Acharyas. Because even if they are so smart, and this hero, in movie he's taking revenge and he's killing so many people and he's so strong and so smart, he's dancing very nicely, but ultimately for what? He want to do sense gratification only. So that is only entangling. His fellow will get into entangle more and more and suffer. So what is the point? So we don't want to go in that direction. We want to go for self-relation. That's why we are told, don't go for movies. It is not good. Not good in the sense, it is not our goal. What they are achieving is not what we want to achieve. So if you don't want to achieve, then why you are going and taking pleasure in their achievements? Like cricket, we don't want, they are not interested in self relation, they are interested in getting money and doing sense gratification and getting some name, and they are passionate. So why we should not watch cricket? Because it is not, it is against our purpose. My purpose is self realization, and this is a frivolous activity which is distracting me from self realization, and these people are always interested in their sense gratification only. So we want to keep away from all these people who are doing sense gratification. So even Vishayi, they are all, Vishayi means they are all sense gratifiers. Vishariya Annakaya Malna Hoyman. So we should not eat outside also, because that consciousness come to us. If you watch them, if you appreciate materialistic people, that is also causes contamination in our mind. So we should try to avoid such people. Of course, here and there news I also sometimes see. That is also not very good. It is very distracting to the consciousness, and it will damage our purpose in life. So we should be very focused. This verse is actually talking about that only. Be focused. Don't get distracted with all this. In all circumstances, all times, in all space, you should aspire only to understand absolute truth. That is actually what is austerity. To concentrate is austerity. Brahma, we were discussing history also. If you are able to concentrate whole day, like in the Guru Puja, I see how many people are concentrating on Guru Puja prayer. Not many concentrate. Everybody is here, they're watching. They try, but not everybody is focused. There is so much distraction. Same thing in Mangalarti and all. Very few people are very seriously concentrating on the prayer. Mangalarti, many people concentrate because not much distraction. Guru Puja and all, so much distraction. So the point is what? How much we are serious is, we can know how much I am concentrating, how much I am focused. That is what is needed. And Srimad Bhagavatam is, we have to focus on Bhagavatam, we have to focus on holy name, we have to focus on the prayers which we are doing, we should focus on the artis we are attending, we should focus on the service which we are doing. All these things is what is our austerity. That's all. We need not go to forest and do so many things. Extra things are not needed. Whatever we are doing, if we are able to focus and do it, that itself is a great success. You just have to focus and be vyavasayatmika buddhi. No? This is what I want. And now, anything that is distracting us getting focused, we should avoid them. So any entertainment, any social media, these are all distracting from us to get concerned. Like say I'm uh, I just spend my time 2 3 hours in social media, and then if I sit for chanting or if I want to focus on my service, definitely it will distract. So it is not going to work out like that. That's why I avoid it. It's not that, oh, why they are so strict, why they are so strict. There is not strict. It is trying to help us focus on it. It's a project. Why no movies, no cricket, why no movies, why no social media means it is just to not to it is not that it is some very big activity. It is simple logic. Arey, what you want, based on that you do the activity, na. So that's the point here. Anyway, everyone is engaged in various kind of scriptural inquiries, but Srimad Bhagavatam gives answer to all the various students of self-realization. This ultimate objective of life is not to be searched out without great labor or perseverance. One who is imbued with such sincere inquiries must ask the bona fide spiritual master in disciplic succession from Brahmaji, and that is the direction given here. Because the mystery was disclosed before Brahma, but the Supreme Personality of the mystery of all such inquiries regarding self realization must be put before such a spiritual master who is directly the representative of the Lord, acknowledged in the disciplic succession. So, how much important it is to have a spiritual master who is always guiding us in the direction. Otherwise, there is always a chance of getting distracted for us. We'll understand the importance of spiritual master more and more we advance in Krishna consciousness, more we feel the need of a spiritual master and how much we are dependent on him to get out of this material world. The seriousness we understand. Oh, yes, this person is very much in. Such a bona fide spiritual master, what he does is able to clear up the whole thing by evidence from the revealed scriptures, both direct and indirect. Although everyone is free to consult the revealed scriptures in this connection, one still requires the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, that is the direction in this verse. The bona fide spiritual master is the most confidential representative of the Lord, and one must receive directions from the spiritual master in the same spirit that Brahmaji received it from the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. The bona fide spiritual master is that that bona fide chain of discipleship never claims to be the Lord himself. Although such a spiritual master is greater than the Lord in the sense that he can deliver the Lord by his personal realized experience. The Lord is not to be found simply by education or by good fertile brain, but surely he can be found by the sincere student through the transparent meaning of the bona fide spiritual master. And this is the first thing Prabhupada is telling. Now, of course, I cannot go so slowly. I think big purport. We'll see. Some paras which I feel they're very simple to understand. We can skip and we'll take some important paras on. The revealed scriptures give direction directly to this end, but because the bewildered living entities are blinded by the glaring reflection in the darkness, they are unable to find the truth of the revealed scriptures. So, scriptures are very direct, but people they don't understand. Like yesterday, one devotee called me. He was counseling one of his colleague. She was fired from her job, and then she's so upset from 1 month. She lost. It's a big company, good job, but they fired, which is normal nowadays. And but she's not able to digest. She said, "Oh, how they fired me and this that," and he's telling, "Oh, no problem. No, you can get some other thing. No problem." No, she said, "No, no, no. I have to do this project only. I have to do this work only." Then he said, "No." She said, "Bhagavad Gita is telling you should be not attached to all these things." Then he says, "No, no, no. Arjuna did his duty as a Kshatriya, and I am doing as a duty as a software engineer. So I need this." Then he said, because now they are using Bhagavad Gita to justify they trying to understand in their own way. Of course, there is cunningness also. They want to do it, and then they have some support also to do what they want. I said, "Arey, Arjuna doing Kshatriya. He's a Kshatriya. He need to fight, he need to protect. He's doing his dharma. How is your dharma software engineer? Who told that your dharma is a software engineer? They don't know what is dharma. They say, if I like something, that is my dharma. You like to do software job and you say, this is my dharma. This is not dharma. So people, even if they are reading also scriptures, they are bewildered. They used their own whims. And Prabhupada is writing here. For example, Bhagavad Gita, the whole direction is targeted towards the personality of God and Lord Arjuna. But for want of a bona fide spiritual master in the line of Brahmaji or direct hearer, Arjuna, there are different distortion of the revealed knowledge by many unauthorized persons who just want to satisfy their own whims. This is what happens. I want to satisfy my own whims. And then that girl, she was telling, see, I promised my mother that I'll do this software job. So I have to keep my promise. Krishna is telling you should keep your promise. He said, then you give some bogus promise and then you want to keep it. It is all false. Undoubtedly, the Bhagavad Gita is accepted as one of the most brilliant stars in the horizon of spiritual sky. Yet, the interpretations of this great book of knowledge are so grossly being distorted that every student of Bhagavad Gita is still in the same darkness of glaring material reflection. Such students are hardly enlightened by the Bhagavad Gita. In the Gita, practically the same instruction is imparted as in the four prime verses of Bhagavatam. But due to wrong and fashionable interpretations by unauthorized persons, one cannot reach the ultimate conclusion. This is very important. So, this uh, there is one Gita Charya in Telugu in Hyderabad. Telugu person, this person is very, very good reciter and he gives such nice classes on Bhagavad Gita and all. But as far as I am concerned, I don't think he understood correctly Bhagavad Gita. So he gives nice explanations and everything, but he missed the point. He don't get that ultimately it is prema. He don't know that, and he's very much glorified as Gitacharya and all. He is very famous in South India, especially in Telugu language. He is very famous. He comes in the TV and many people follow him, but he don't understand. That is after reading after from our perspective, Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta, he didn't understand Bhagavad Gita, unfortunately, even though he's a big scholar. If if I say this, I'll become unpopular. But anyway, if this is devotee circle, so I have to tell the truth. So I'm telling. He's given the title as Gita Acharya. Can you imagine how much he is famous with Gita? That unfortunately is Gita Acharya, but you don't know Gita. At least the conclusion you don't understand. He gives some emotionally touching points, but still he does not uh, give exactly what Bhagavad Gita is telling. The Lord is situated in the hearts of all living beings and is control all of them in the material world under the agency of the external energy. Therefore, it is clearly mentioned that the Lord is the supreme control, that the living entities are controlled by the Lord. The same. So this is also Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hrideshachana Tishtiti Brahmyan Sarvabhutani Yantra Modan Maya Manmana Bhav Bhakto Madhyajivam Namaskuru Mameve Satyamte Pradyani Presma. So these two verses, they're also indicating these four verses of Bhagavatam, where Lord is telling, I am present in every uh, living entity, and this is about Rahasyam, Tadangam. These all things are indicated in these verses. So, indirectly, it is said that the whole Vedic social construction of human society is made that everyone acts as a part and parcel of the complete body of the Lord. The intelligent class of men or the Brahmanas are situated on the face of the Lord. The administrative class, Kshatriyas, arms, Vaishyas are the belly, and the Shudras are the legs. This is why how the system is created by the Lord. And then Prabhupada is further writing. Therefore, even such great scientists, great philosophers, great mental speculations The industries cannot give any relief to the restless society of material world because they do not know the secret of success mentioned in the verses of Bhagavatam. Because the universal consciousness is the factually achieved by coordinate service of all concerned to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada Namam Dushkutano Muda Prapadyante Naradama Maya Pratajnanam Asari Bhavamashrita. And Prabhupada's writing, because the so-called great leaders of human society are ignorant of this great knowledge of Bhakti Yoga and are always engaged in ignoble acts of sense gratification, bewildered by external energy of Lord. They are stubborn rebels against the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of God. They never agree to surrender unto Him because they are fools, miscreants, and lowest type of human beings. This is a very important point. Always we should remember, because what happens now, we have our hero as spiritual master, but we also have so many people that are propagated as heroes of this world. If you if we don't understand their position very clearly, we always get impressed by it. And then I see, like, people keep in status also. I mute most of the status, because for them, politician, they follow Modi more than their spiritual master. Also, some of the people, Modi is not our hero because he is a materialistic person. He is not spiritual person. He may be good leader, but he may be good person, good leader, but he is not. He is what whom we have to follow. We have to follow our spiritual master, because he don't know the purpose of life. He is just trying to give some good situation to the people of this country, which ultimately does not going. It is not going to work anyway, because this metal world nobody can set right. Even 10 Modis come to the country and all of them working, still people will remain unhappy only, because this Dukkalam Shashvatam. Nobody can set right the situations, no matter how hard he may be working. Of course, if Krishna want, there was Yudhishthir Maharaj, he could maintain. But still, he also left one day. Parikshit Maharaj, he also left it. As long as he is there, he maintained it. But when time came, he left it. He said, okay, let it be. That means what? This is place to be left. That means we all have to leave it one day. We cannot just try to adjust the situation. Either the country or even the house also. It don't work. We may have something, but ultimately what is needed is we have to focus on the holy name, chant the holy name, do our sadhana, live this material world happily, peacefully. That is what is needed. Now, what we have to see, that nobody, all these people whom, why I am telling is because so much propaganda is there, because everybody, we all have our WhatsApps and so many people send so many things. We should be very careful, because they are not our heroes. They are completely in ignorance. They may be materially very powerful and all. Here clearly Prabhupada is telling, because the so-called leaders of human society are ignorant of this great knowledge of Bhakti Yoga, and they are engaged in ignoble acts of sense gratification, bewildered by external energy. And they are stubborn rebels against the Supreme Lord, and they never agree to surrender to Lord. So what is the point, right? Why we have to be with none of them? They are like this, all this materialistic. Very few people, if they are coming to the, like, sometime there is a post, some big celebrity, either film actor, sports player, politician, they are going to temple. They came to temple, and they say, I also read Bhagavad Gita. I know. And then that is so much posted. But still, even if they read Bhagavad Gita also, it is very unlikely that they will become devotees. Very, very rarely. If they has really so much Sukriti, then there is person has a chance. But their reading Bhagavad Gita is like, it's a publicity only, another stunt for them. They're going to temple. They want to do sense gratification. They're trying everything. So we should not take it very seriously. Their understanding. They, even if they read Bhagavad Gita, also they will not understand anything. For us only, we are sitting hold, we are in the sitting in the same business of understanding Bhagavad Gita full time, and every day morning we are sitting, and hours we are discussing every day, and we can see how much we are understanding, and how much time it takes to get this realization. Now, what to speak of materialistic people? It's really very difficult for them, and they are so much distracted. For us, only full time we are sitting with Bhagavad Gita every day, Bhagavatam every day, 1 hour, 2 hours, and it is taking time. See, the point is anybody to understand Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam properly, na, sadhana is the key, and this is what this shloka is going to tell. The key is sadhana. You have to do it. Therefore, all advancement of knowledge in the present context of things is being misused by cats and dogs fighting with one another for sense gratification, and all acquisition of knowledge in science, philosophy, fine arts, nationalism, economic development, religion, and great activities are being spoiled by being used as dresses for dead men. So even religion also, economic development also, nationalism, especially now nationalism is so popular, even devotees also. Fine arts, philosophy, everything is for dresses for dead man. For this telling. There is no utility in the dress used for covering a coffin of a dead body, save getting false applause from the ignorant public. Srimad Bhagavatam therefore says again and again wi- that without attachment to the status of Bhakti Yoga, all these activities of human society are to be considered absolute failure only. Is a very famous shloka 5.5.5. You can remember the number very easily. And this is the shloka we have to always meditate. When you are seeing any celebrity, this is the shloka you can recite. पराभवस्तावदबोधजातो यावन्न जिज्ञास आत्मतत्त्वः यावत् क्रियास्तावद् इदं मनो वै कर्मात्मकं येन शरीरबन्धः. This is a very, very important verse. We can 5.5.5. Very nice number, right? So he says, as long as one is blind by the parabhava means he will be always uh, he has to go in an embarrassing situation. Parabhava means embarrassment. Everybody who is not inquiring about the absolute truth will have to face this embarrassment. Obviously, as long as one is blind to the inquiring after self realization, all material activities, however great they may be, are all different kinds of defeat only. Defeat, parabhavas, embarrassing situations. Because the aim of human life is not fulfilled by such unwanted and profitless activities. So, all these people who are heroes of this world are all the activities are defeated only. The functions of human body is to attain freedom from the material bondage, but as long as one is fully absorbed material activities, mind will be overwhelmed in the whirlpool of matter, and thus he will continue to engage in material body's life after life. See, what is the important point here to understand? The mind will be overwhelmed in the whirlpool of matter. So, this is what is the greatest danger for all of us. If our mind is at the end of our life, we have to make our mind calm, 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 peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Everything it get distracted. Every small thing there is fight, there is misunderstanding, there is irritation, there is anger, and then there is so much distress, pain, fear, anger, jealousy, envy, and whatnot are there in our mind, and it's completely overwhelmed in the whole pool of matter. And all these material activities will make a person more and more suffer only. So here, that's why evam mana karma vasham prayate. So he says it is one's mind that generate different kinds of bodies for suffering different kinds of mental pangs. Therefore, as long as the mind is absorbed in fruitive activities, the mind is understood to be absorbed in the nuisance, and thus one is sure to be subjected to mental bondage in different bodies again and again until one develops transcendental love for Godhead Vasudeva. And then Prabhupada's rating Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada therefore comments on the word Sarvatra Sarvada in the sense that the principles of Bhakti Yoga or devotional service to the Lord are apt in all circumstances. That is, Bhakti Yoga is recommended in all the revealed scriptures. It is performed by all authorities. It is important in all places. It is useful in all causes and effects, etc. As far as all the revealed scriptures are concerned, he quotes on the Skanda Puran on the topics of Brahma and Narada as follows. Samsaresmin mahagore janma mrityu samakule Pujanam vasudevasya tarakam vadhisamratam. This is in a material world which is full of darkness and dangers, combined with birth and death, and full of different anxieties. The only way to get out of the great entanglement is to accept loving transcendental devotional service to Lord Vasudeva. This is accepted by all classes of philosophers. And Jiva Goswami also quotes from three other Puranas, Padma Puran, Skanda Puran, Linga Puran. And it is Alodhya Sarva Shastrani Vicharya Cha Punah Punaha Idam Ekam Sunishpannam Dhyeyo Narayana Sada. He says, by scrutinizing and reviving all the revealed scriptures and judging them again and again, it is now concluded that Narayana is the supreme absolute truth that is alone should be worshipped. Like I have one devotee friend. He was very great devotee of Lord Shiva previously. Now also, and he read Shiva Puran many times. In Shiva Puran, three times it is given. Lord Shiva is telling, if you want to please me, worship Vishnu. If you want to please me, he read three times and it stuck him so much. Oh, I need to worship Vishnu to please Shiva. And then he started worshipping. He came to ISKCON and now his second initiated devotee he has. And now he has in the altar Lord Shiva also. It has Abhishek for him and he has worship, he has Salagram and everything. He's very nice devotee. So the point is, if you go to Puranas and ask them again and again, they are going to tell worship is only Vishnu. And the same truth is directly described in Garuda Puran. So here Prabhupada is quoting from different Puranas to establish the fact that absolute truth, what we have to reach is Krishna only. Even though one may have gone to the other side of all the Vedas, and even though one is well versed in all the revealed scriptures, if one is not a devotee of Supreme Lord, he must be considered lowest of mankind. That is what is Garuda Puran says. And Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati ankinchana sarve gunestatya samasate surahara vaktasya gato mahatpuna manorate nasati dhavato bahihi. If he does not have any, if he is not a devotee, what is the use of his good qualities? And then Bhagavatam also 11th canto the same thing. Shabda Brahmani Nishnato na Nishnatye Pare Yadhi Samastasya Samapalo Hi Adenum Iva Rakshata. So here one who may be well versed in all transcendental literature, but he fails to be acquainted with the Supreme. He is considered that the concluded that all the education is like the burden of a beast or one's keeping a cow without milking capacity. And then same thing, second canto, we have read this. Tevai vadanti atitaranti cha deva maya stri shudra huna shapara apipapa jiva yad adbhuta karma parayana sila shikya tirjak jana api kim shruta dharanaye. So this is 7th chapter. We have seen that. So the conclusion is that devotional service to God is open to for all regardless of who they are. That is the confirmation. Therefore, devotional service of the Lord with perfect knowledge through the training of bona fide spiritual master is advice for everyone, even if one happens to be a human being. This is not a human being. So this is from again Garuda Puran only. So the Garuda Puran says, even the worms, birds, and beasts are assured of elevation to the highest perfection in life if they are completely surrendered to the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So, what to speak of the philosophers among the human being? And therefore, there is no need to seek properly qualified candidates for discharging devotional service to the Lord. Anybody can do. Let them be either well behaved or ill trained. Let them be either learned or foolish. Let them be either grossly attached or renounced order of life. Let them be liberated or desirous of salvation. Let them be inexpert in discharge of devotional service or expert in the same. All of them can be elevated to the supreme position by discharging devotional service Under the proper guidance, this is confirmed in Bhagavatam. Apiche Sudhuracharo Bhajate Vamananya Bhagavad Gita. Sadhureva Samantarya Sanyak Vyavasosyaha Mam Hi Partha Vyavashitra Epecho Papayoneha Sriva Vaishastada Suddha Tepiyanti Paramgati. And then how it should be done from here onwards, Prabhupada is going to explain et karo siddhasna siddhiho siddhadasit et tapassasi kaunteya tat kurishva madarpanam. And Prabhupada is giving another quote from Skanda Puran. I offer my obeisances unto him, the infallible, because simply by either remembering him or vibrating his holy name, one can attain the perfection of all penances, sacrifices, or fruitive activities, and this process can be universally followed. Akama sarva kamava moksha kama tivrena bhakti yoga nijata purushaparam. And this is also told in Skanda Puran. Achire deva deveshe Shanka Chakra Gadadhare Achirat Sarva Deva Sur Yata Sarva Gato Harihi. And Bhagavatam 12th canto says Krite Dhyaito Vishnu Tetayam Yagato Make Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tat Harikirtana. And Vishnu Puran also says so. So many quotes Prabhupada is giving to establish fact. And evam nitvittyamananam ichchitam akuto bhayam yoginam nipranirnitam hare namanukirtam. And here, oh, this is a very nice. Now Prabhupada is giving all the points for us in bullet points. He says similarly, as indicated indirectly in various places in the revealed scriptures. First, even though one is well versed in the Vedas and scriptures, if one is not a devotee of Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, he is considered to be the lowest of mankind. This is the first point. Second point, Prabhupada says the Garuda Puran, Brahma, Naradiya Puran, and Padma Puran are the same is repeated. What is the use of Vedic knowledge and penance for one who is devoid of devotional service to the Lord? Third, what is the comparison of thousands of Prajapatis to one devotee of the Lord? Fourth, Sukadeva Goswami said that neither the ascetic nor one who is greatly munificent, nor one who is famous, nor the greatest philosopher, nor the greatest occultist, nor anyone else can achieve the desired results without being engaged in the service of Lord. Even if fifth one, even if a place is more glorious than heaven, if there is no glorification of Lord of Vaikuntha or his pure devotee, it should at once be quitted. 6. The pure devotee refuses to accept all the 5 different types of liberation in order to be engaged in the service of Lord. The final conclusion, therefore, is that the glories of the Lord must be always and everywhere proclaimed. One should hear about his glories, one should chant about his glories, and one should always remember his glories because that is the highest perfectional stage of life. As far as fruitive work is concerned, it is limited to an enjoyable body. As far as yoga is concerned, it is limited to the acquirement of mystic power, and as far as empiric philosophy is concerned, it is limited to the attainment of transcendental knowledge, and as far as transcendental knowledge is concerned, it is limited to attainment of salvation. Even if they are adopted, there is every chance of discrepancies in discharging the particular type of function. But adaptation of transcendental devotional service of the Lord is no limit, nor is there fear of falling down. The process automatically reaches the final stage by the grace of Lord. In the preliminary stage of devotional As far as fruit work is concerned, it is limited to the enjoyable body. As far as yoga is concerned, it is limited to the acquirement of mystic power. As far as empirical philosophy is concerned, limited to the attainment of transcendental knowledge. And as far as transcendental knowledge is concerned, limited to salvation. Even if they are adopted, there is every chance of discrepancies in discharge of particular type of function. But adaptation of the transcendental devotional service of Lord has no limit, nor is there fear of falling down. The process automatically reaches the final stage by the grace of Lord. This is nice point. And Nayam, so here concluding with this verse, Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labdyo Namedaya Nabhuna Stena Yam Evesha Vrinite Tena Labhyas Taseva Atma Vivarnute Tanum Swam. He says the whole matter is explained by the Lord Himself, and one who has not approached to the Lord in his personal features can rarely understand the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam without being taught by the Bhagavatas in disciplic succession. So we have successfully completed Chaturshloki, and yeah, it is technical, so I'll not. We will try to do it on Monday remaining, and we have one more chapter to complete second canto. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And because the purports are very big, so that's why I did not take another topic. So maybe next week onwards, we'll add our small topics in the beginning for 10-15 minutes. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.